Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am super excited that you have joined me today on what is yet another beautifully magical today. Today is always a beautifully magical today, and when you remind yourself of that every day, you can manifest a beautifully magical today for yourself, even when different obstacles may come up in your path. And I'm going to get to that a little bit later, but first, I have a very exciting announcement. I am about to participate in a one-day conference, which is online, with 6 other amazing women. 3 of these women you know well because they've been on the show with me multiple times. I often travel with them, and so each time I do, I bring them on the show. That's Tracy Mahan, Monica Dunn, and Sarah Breskman-Cosme. Now, there's 3 other amazing women that I'm doing this event with, and you might recognize these names as well. Julia Cannon, Suzanne Spooner, and one that you might not recognize, Tiffany Bazazadagan. She is incredible, and she is going to be moderating this event. So all 6 of us are going to be doing 1-hour presentations. Sarah is going to be talking about advice from extraterrestrials and on how to be superhuman. Julia is talking about light casting, which is an ancient healing art, which I'm sure that's going to be an amazing talk. Tracy is going to be channeling Daniel, the Octurian collective that she speaks with, and giving a message for the day and a message for the earth. Suzanne Spooner created this beautiful technique called talk, and she's going to be introducing it during this entire hour that she has, and it teaches you how to channel. And then we have Monica Dunn, who's going to be doing a past life regression workshop, which is always something that you get way more out of than you think you're going to. And then, of course, there's me, and I am going to be talking about transformational steps to a more intuitive you. You got to excuse me today. My words are just not coming out properly, and so we're just going to go with it. So this event is called Lion Gate Portals to Enlightenment, and it's happening on August 6th, and it's an all-day event online. And the really cool thing is we're going to be recording it, and so if you can't make a lecture or 2, you can always catch up with it later. Or if you can't make the whole day, you can always watch the replay. We are also going to be doing a panel at the end of the day where all of us participate. The really cool part is that all of us are QHHT practitioners. All of us are teaching something different, and it's things that we have learned in our own experience in what we do. Now, all of us, again, have these other things in addition to our QHHT practice. But what's beautiful about us all being QHHT practitioners is that we hear from the higher self all the time. All the time. We get the same messages, we get the same ideas, and so we have the opportunity and I'd say the pleasure and the privilege of being able to hear from this higher arching perspective all the time. And so that then gives us a very beautiful perspective to share with you. And this is the first time that we've all gotten together to do a one-day event like this. We are so incredibly excited, and we would love to see you there. So you can find this event on Facebook on any single one of our pages or on our websites, and I'm sure I will be posting it in the Positive Head Facebook group and other avenues. So it's not going to be hard to find, and I'm sure if you just put in a search for Global Ascension Project presents Lion Gate Portals to Enlightenment. You will find it easily using all of those words. I'm sure you'll get right to the link. We are super excited about offering this event to all of you. We're also super excited to be able to come together in this way that we are and to share our group's energy with you because, as you all know, I talk about it all the time. It is really fun and super amazing. So speaking of super fun and super amazing, let's get on to the things I want to talk about today. I've had some really interesting experiences. My QHHT sessions lately have just been unreal. They've all been amazing. Each and every client that I've seen in the last few weeks even has just, well, everyone's always great. I don't mean it like that, but I just mean recently they've just been more extraordinary than not. And maybe that's the energy in the air. Maybe that's the super powerful full moon that we're having today. Lots of energy is always associated with our planetary alignments. That is just the reality of the matrix that we live in. We are always affected by these energies. And I know that this full moon that we're having today is a super full moon and is incredibly powerful. And these energies exist for days and even weeks, not just with the moon, but with other planets. The moon's not a planet. You know what I'm saying, with other planetary bodies, that these energies will come in before they're actually right in alignment. The energies actually come in prior to and stay for a little bit afterwards. So maybe that's why, maybe it's not, maybe it's just time for people to have this information because also, as I've been getting, is that the energy that we're going into right now as a planet is increasing. We're going faster and we're moving into this place. We're getting closer and closer and closer. And the time, it's just ticking and ticking until we actually get to this change in vibration, because this is a very gradual process. And with each step, we do notice a difference. So maybe some of you have been experiencing some physical symptoms, some ringing of the ears, some dizziness, some kind of feeling ungrounded. That's all normal for this transition. And so before I get into my session stories or my quick session stories from the last couple weeks, I want to tell you about my meditation this morning and then what happened this afternoon. So I sat in meditation and I found myself in my mind's eye. I was sitting in a beach cove and I was on the beach and the ocean was getting kind of rough. The waves were coming in, but this cove that I was in was just surrounded by rock and I was pretty far down from the cliff above me. And I thought to myself, I don't feel very safe here right now. And I wanted to get out. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to climb up these rocks and get up to the top of the cliff. And then I realized that behind me, there was these beautiful set of wooden steps that took me nice and easily up this cliff wall. So I did that and I walked and I sat on the top of the cliff and I was able to watch the ocean, watch the waves come in, fill up that cove a little bit and crash on those rocks and get a little stormy as the clouds came in. And I was able to sit there in safety and watch as an observer all the turbulence down below. And wow, that was such a beautiful message for me this morning because things get a little turbulent sometimes. And oftentimes what I find myself doing, unfortunately, is sticking myself down there on the beach and getting hit by all the waves when I don't need to. All I need to do is just climb up that set of stairs and watch it as an observer. I don't need to come down to that level, right? I can see it from a higher perspective and I can step back, watch it as an observer and let it pass. It's so much easier. And it was such a beautiful way for my higher self to give me this message. So then later, I'm sitting in the backyard and I hear this squawky, crackly noise. I didn't recognize it at all. It startled me, actually. I look up and there is a roadrunner in my backyard looking at me and yelling at me. Now, listen, I live in Arizona. You think that roadrunners are commonplace. They are not. They are so rare to see. And this little guy was in my backyard. It's not easy to get into my backyard either. My walls are fairly high around the property. And that's just from the design because of the I'm on kind of a hill. And so in order to get down to the sidewalk, the walls wound up being higher. And so interestingly, this little bird, not so little bird, made its way into my backyard to yell at me for a second and then make its way. Roadrunner is a really interesting symbol. The metaphysical properties of, or symbology behind the Roadrunner is magic and good luck. And I really needed that one today. That was a beautiful thing to see. Then I read on a little bit further where I learned that the Roadrunner is a sign that you can deal with any unpleasant situation that may come your way, and that you can trust in yourself, believe in yourself to know that you will be okay, that you are always okay. That one's coming in from the higher self from sessions. They always say that. You are always okay. And also, the Roadrunner is a symbol of motivation, that all you need to do is take these little baby steps in order to achieve your goal. I also needed that today. I asked for that in meditation this morning because there is a lot of work that I am trying to get done. No, not that I'm trying, that I am getting done, because I am getting it done. And I asked for some more motivation and help along the way. And then I had this beautiful Roadrunner come and give me that confirmation that I had that help, that I have that luck. If I need luck, no one needs it. I don't need it. We make that within ourselves, right? It doesn't come from outside. That comes from within. That comes from our vibration. And that also is where our magic comes from. So the Roadrunner today was reminding me of my magic and that I create my own luck. I create my own reality. And I get to decide if I want to climb down there in the pit and get hit by the waves, or if I want to sit up top and watch this beautiful storm from a different perspective, nice and safe. I get to decide. What a beautiful message. Thank you, Roadrunner. So now my sessions in the last few weeks, like I said, have just been ridiculous. The very first one I'm thinking of, she went into a scene where she started describing a building. And as she started describing this building, I thought to myself, I know this building. What was interesting, though, is that I was kind of displacing it. The building looked the same in terms of its structure. It was made of a different material. The building that I saw was made of metal and rivets. The building that she saw was made of a very smooth white concrete. Although that smooth white concrete that I was remembering was what made up my ship that I was flying as an ET. Now, I'm talking about my own QHHT experiences, my own session experiences that I know I've shared on this podcast before. So I'm just glazing over them real quick. They're somewhere in the archives of the shows if you want to find them. I have no idea where. Put in a search. Maybe you'll find it. Or maybe ask me and I'll tell it again. Who knows? I'm telling it a little bit today. So she goes in and she's looking at this building. And as she goes in, she realizes that she can climb up to the top and she can kind of float up. And she kind of goes back and forth between having a ladder and floating because it's kind of hard for her conscious mind to wrap her brain around what's going on. Because, as I always say, many people are very, very conscious and aware of what's going on in a session, even though you are in a very deep state of trance where you are in the in-between having access to all the memories and all of the answers. So she's up at the top of this dome-shaped building where it's clear now. It's like glass and she can see out. And it's like she's floating up at the top. Interestingly, when I went into that very similar building, I looked up at the top and I saw that there were people floating up there. And my sense was I didn't want to talk to those people because I felt like they would laugh at me. They didn't have enough knowledge or education to be in there or to talk to them. Interesting, because what she was doing up there was looking for a book. She was trying to find some information. And that's what this place was. It was a big library. So now fast forward into the scenes and she goes into another area of where she was, and she was seeing these people who were mining. And it seemed like they were, there's this big production line and this conveyor belt, and she thought that they were mining gold. And when I asked her about them, she said that they seemed that they were just mindlessly working, that there was no purpose, that they didn't even realize why they were there. They were just doing it to do it. Now, here's what's interesting is that from my perspective, when I saw that, I was the one doing the mindless work. I was the one just doing it because I was told to do it, and why not? I didn't care. I was just doing it because I was asked to. That's what we all did. We just did it because. Absolutely no purpose, just doing the work to work. So this was very interesting for me to see this client go into a very, very similar existence, but see it from different perspectives and talk about it from different perspectives. It was really great for me too, because I could ask her even better questions because I kind of knew what was going on in there. So I got to get more specific for her. Now, the ultimate purpose of showing her all of this is that A, she doesn't need to keep looking outside of herself for the answers, that all of the answers are within her, and that she is living that book that she was looking for. She doesn't need to look outside for those answers. They are right within her. And the reason for showing her the mining was that she doesn't need to mindlessly work without a purpose. She doesn't need to just do things just to do things. She can do things with purpose and when she decides, and doesn't have to actually be work. It's supposed to be fun. Fun is the name of the game. And this has been the number one theme that has been coming up recently in sessions. Fun. Play. Have fun and play. The play theme first came in, of course, with a special little fairy. This little fairy had a lot to say about play and fun. And now all these subsequent sessions that I'm having, and meanwhile, these are people from all different ages, races, religions, backgrounds, all different. I mean, I could say I kind of have a little bit of everybody in there. And every single person is saying play and have fun. The reason why playing and having fun is so important is because it is the one single thing that will instantly put you in a higher vibration. It gets you right into the light. This is why laughter is the best medicine. You cannot feel darkness when you're laughing and having fun and playing. And other higher selves, so many higher selves have told people, play games. Play games. Do fun things. Play with the children. Enjoy yourself. We are not here to be working these arduous, grueling lives and existences. We are here to have fun and to just be and to live these books that we are writing with our own existence. It is so beautiful and so much easier than we think it is. We are literally just here to be and have fun. Having fun raises our vibration and keeps us in the light. That is an easy prescription as far as I'm concerned. So some of the advice that this client that I was just telling you about that had the same similar experience as I did, the client's higher self had really beautiful advice to give her about her having the answers and how she can stop searching. They were saying she doesn't listen, that she needs to stop talking. She needs to be quiet, that she has all the answers, but she chooses to ignore them. So as soon as she's quiet, then the answer comes. Now, how many of you get that? As soon as you're vacuuming or you take a shower or you stop thinking for a second, the answer comes. And that is that simple. It's literally how it works. You gotta get quiet and stop thinking. They said that you have to make the space to be quiet and to stop being afraid to take up space for yourself. So many of us, this client as well as so many others, feel like we are not deserving. Her higher self said, you are absolutely deserving. We are all deserving, and that is why we are here. We are here to be present and to take up time and space. I love that. We are literally here to take up time and space. So if we're not doing that, we're not fulfilling our purpose, then we're not doing what we came here to do. Also, they told her that you cannot progress when you hold on to fear and the past. If you hold on to them, you will not progress. There is no movement when there is fear. So releasing all the fears, removing the walls, and having fun. That is the key to all of it, having fun. So I want to encourage you all today to play, because today is always a more magical today when we play, when we get in that high vibrational space. So Again, I have a code I'm so excited to share with you all. If you're interested about becoming a QHHT practitioner, I finally have a discount code to offer you to give you 10% off the class if you're interested. And that is One Love, all capital letters, ONELOVE. And you can go to the QHHTofficial.com website to check that out if you're interested, because we need so many more practitioners. And you can learn all this fun stuff too, just like I do. And also, what I seriously can't even get enough of is the fact that each and every one of these clients is teaching me something, is my mirror every single time I go and do a session. It's a fun life. If you want to join me in it, use that code ONELOVE and get 10% off your class. And again, go and check out that amazing event that we're doing on August 6th, Lionsgate Portals to Enlightenment. I'm going to leave you guys with the song for today. This is Frequency Shift by Geometry. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Frequency.